Yo, Shy, when you plan a trip to Mexico, your computers know, okay? Mad, okay? They turn shit off. 5 minutes into the recording, they're like, nah, B, you on break, we on break, okay? This is convenient technology, okay? We on the Teamsters, baby.
Yeah, well, we are recording on a day that we don't normally record.
Mm-hmm.
And only a few days ago, we recorded at a time that we don't normally record. And obviously, we can't do that.
Telling you, computers get mad, yo. They fidgety.
Our computers are like, no. You two again? And I heard the other one talking about going somewhere? Nah. We don't do that.
Oh my God. Yo, yeah. Essentially, Gabby wanted me to say goodbye when I left in the morning, assuming that I was gonna leave like a normal person, like 3 hours before my flight to get there, 2 hours before my flight.
Mm-hmm.
She ended up having to wake me up when she left for work. And when I tell you that, like, I watched 2 episodes of New Girl.
What?
Like, I had breakfast. I had a bacon, egg, and cheese from the corner store. Like, I talked at the deli while he made it. I ate the sandwich there because Gabby had left. I had nobody to talk to.
Uh-huh.
And then I left for the airport. I called my pops that morning to get a ride. So I didn't even, like, had the ride situation organized. Like, that's my normal airport energy.
Okay.
Whereas, like, for some reason, I'm like, like maybe I'm gonna need that third camera has been like the new energy. Like I've been super fidgety. Like you don't know the amount of shit I've been considering packing for this trip. And I stressed myself out. Like the reason we're starting late is because I was up till 10:30, like getting stuff done and passed out and didn't set my 3 o'clock alarm.
Overnight?
So I was like getting errands and like my to-do list done.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's no way I'm gonna nap for 5 hours. Hell yeah, I just nap for 5 hours.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
So yeah, we here. But
but you're not fully here.
Yo, it was an adventure. But I still got like 10 things left that I'm gonna try to check off my list. Between today and tomorrow.
What do you need?
There's like I didn't realize how many things were important that like I get that like all crunched up in the same week of time. Like, so for example, I got this whole Dickies thing I've been doing, right? This is like
yes.
Like this. I've been experimenting with this lighter color every now and then.
Sure, right.
You know,
otherwise summertime Dickies. Yes,
exactly. These are the summertime Dickies. I mean, you're gonna see these a lot in the Mexico pictures,
right?
You know,
I'd expect nothing. I'd expect nothing else.
Straight up, you know. After a lot of consultation, I decided not to bring Tim's to Mexico. But I got summertime gear. But for the most part, it's been about maybe a year now that I've been like fully dickied out.
Mm-hmm.
And I love the simplicity of it. My godson has asked me to be the godfather of his son. So I'm gonna be a god grandfather, I think it
is.
You know what I mean? I'm really excited. But it occurred to me I can't wear Dickies to the baptism. That's like even like I'm like, yeah, that's type gangster.
Well, hold on. They don't make formal Dickies?
They should. Real talk. I know
There's
I could
not
tuck
a
them
black tie Dickie or something?
Yo, it's an opportunity. I'll tell them that, you know? There's a gap in their you know, in their range there.
Right.
You know, so and like no bullshit shot, I tucked them in just to like see if it was an
just to make sure.
Like, yo, maybe I could pull this off.
Well, you cannot. No,
bro, you can't. Like everybody's gonna be like, yo, this janitor is real formal, but he's still the janitor, you know. It's just not the look, you know. So yeah, so like I have to go buy a formal outfit
A suit.
A suit or something.
Yeah, they call them suits.
There you go. Yeah, I haven't worn them in
outfit.
2 years. I gotta wear some type of clothes that's like adult clothes.
Oh,
but I don't have that anymore.
That's
like
stressful.
and I gotta do it before the flight because the baptism is 2 days later. And again, I love being a big dude, but as a big dude, you don't just buy off the rack. You gotta go in, get a measurement, order it, make sure that what you ordering is gonna be back on time. I'm not gonna be here to coordinate the back on time. You know, so I'm doing that. My dad, I don't know how, just dad shit, but he was like, "Hey, I found a car. Can you sell this car for me?" And that you know, I don't understand his life, Sha, okay?
Yes. I don't, yeah.
Understand that when I say these sentences, I'm just as surprised as y'all that I live, okay? But that is a real like statement he made to me in this office. He came here one day. He said, "Hey, I found this car. I need to sell a car. Do what you do on the online, like list it." And that's all the help he gave me. He was just like, just list it. And so I'm selling a car now. Anybody need a Subaru? Hit me up. 2019, low mileage. But I gotta do that.
Is it automatic?
I think so. I don't think they got stick anymore for Subarus, do they?
Oh, do they not make straight shift cars anymore?
Very rarely. Like, I think that's a request now at this point, you know? Like,
wow, that's insane.
Straight up. The game is pivoted.
That's wild. I mean, I don't know how to drive a stick, but I've always wanted to learn.
Yeah. I learned and then forgot. I'm sure I couldn't do it today.
Yeah, you could, if you need to, it'll come back to you because it is so physical.
Yeah, it was a workout. Like, I would get sore because I learned on a UPS truck.
Oh, well, I don't even know if that corresponds. I mean, I just feel like you just move that into a spot and then hopefully you move forward. It might be faster, it might be slower, but it doesn't seem, those sticks, those are so long. It doesn't even, like you go just pull it out and wave it around. It's just like an umbrella.
Them joints is crazy. Hell yeah. But yeah, like all that's happening plus the trip itself, you know, and like it's all due I'm leaving Sunday morning. And one of the few of the friends from that era that lives in LA that isn't going is flying in the day before. So I'm trying to squeeze in a visit with her and her husband the day before. Right, so like I got a lot of like weird deadlines all before this trip. And I think it stressed me out.
Then what are we doing sitting here talking about it? Let's go to the news. Come on, let's get you out there in the world to finish your list. We can chit chat when you come back. Ain't shit to say. Get out of here.
I also love that, like, normally, like, I talk to you and I try to learn and get help. Shaw's help today was like, well, why were we talking?
You got to know when to pull the plug sometimes.
Real talk. There's no therapeutic answer for this.
There's no therapeutic. You do have things. There's nothing I'm going to say that's going to help the stuff on your list, except, really prioritize, really think about what needs to be done. What's the most important thing that needs to be done for that day?
Yeah.
Right. So, so the days you're leaving, make sure you have most of your stuff with you.
There you go.
The stuff that you can't replace in Mexico.
Yeah, I'm packing one bag at this point. It's going to be
great. Fantastic.
Real efficient, It's going to take me like the rest of the tomorrow to do. But it's only one bag.
Right. Perfect.
Let's do it.
But otherwise, yikes. It's just, you know what I mean? Like, I have no advice for it because I absolutely have been in the same thing of just like, oh, I got to do this, and then I have to do it, and then there's this. And well, hell, I'm coming off of the tail end of a week like that. That was show based, but I mean, went out to Boston, made it out to Boston. Everybody, they redeemed themselves.
Okay.
Like the show, I did 2 shows. I did a show and a set, and they both were fine. I like the shorter little 5-minute drop-in set that I did better than the actual show. But overall, it was fine. And I wasn't stuck at a bus station for a very long time. And I took a train this time. And that's great. Fantastic.
Hell yeah.
So, in a couple of years, maybe I'll go back. But it wasn't looking good for you, Boston, but you pulled through. I appreciate you. But
done.
I walked off that train and got on the subway and went to the office after being up all night because I was like, I can't go to sleep because then I'm tired from all the stuff I've done leading up to this. And if I sit on anything soft, I will fall asleep for days and days. So I just stayed up until my 5 a.m. train and then just went to work and then was just walking around bumping into walls like a Sims again with the Sims, but it's just making no sense. So all you can do is just do the thing. So we'll just do the thing. We'll just go straight to the news stories. Don't no need to hear from us. They get it.
Vacation mode activated. Let's do it.
Exactly. Hey, come on. It's we're coming up on the end of we're rolling up as we're recording this on the holiday weekend, but come on, who cares? No one cares.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Kicking off the news. Ryan Seacrest named the new host of Wheel of Fortune, Sha.
Yeah, great. Right. Good for him. Next story. No, here's the true story in this. Here's the true story in this. Of course, it's Ryan Seacrest. He's trying to do this everywhere, right?
Right.
He wants to host every show, it seems like. I don't know what kind of demons he's running from that keeps him wanting to work constantly, but God bless him. Here's the thing. Vanna White hadn't gotten a pay increase in like 18 years.
What?
Yeah, did you know that?
No.
That's the real story. Here, I'm going to look up. So she has a lawyer now, and they are hoping to finally get money that she certainly deserves. And she would like to get at least half of what Pat Sajak was getting.
Right.
Do you know what Pat Sajak was getting?
No.
Let's see. Okay. Vanna White was making $3 million a year for the last 18 years.
Right.
Pat Sajak was making $15 million a year.
That's wild, Brett.
Yeah. Like he was one of the highest paid people on television.
That's wild money. And
they never gave her a pay increase. And so I know people are just like, well, she didn't even do anything. Like once they switched to like screens or iPads or whatever, she was unnecessary. She was just there to, I dare say she's still the reason why a lot of people watched. Pat Sajak is nothing. Who cares? He could be Ryan Seacrest. You know what I mean?
Real talk.
Like that. That's how easy it was to replace him. Yeah. Listen, look at how hard it is to replace Alex Trebek.
Right. Yeah,
but Pat Sajak, like that was so easy. Get the other kid. Get him in here. Because he was truly replaceable.
So yeah, you ready? Yeah, you good. No, there's no like, yo, can you stay on for 6 months to train him? Nope.
No, we got it.
We got it. Good. You leaving tomorrow? Okay. Yeah, just leave the top.
Yeah, great. We'll just call him in to fill in and we'll just give him the job. But if Vanna White were to leave, people would be so upset. Even when it switched to, I didn't even realize it switched to iPads because I don't watch it very regularly. So I remember coming across it and she just pushed a button and the letter came up and I'm like, oh, damn, she don't turn the letters no more. And people were like, what rock have you been under? And I'm like, sorry. I'm okay. But I mean, I'm just happy she's there. She's just like a friendly face.
Word.
On the show,
Hell yeah.
That people just like seeing. And they must like her because she's been on this whole time. I can't imagine. I'm sure they knew what they had because at no point were they like, we need a younger version.
Yeah,
she know the job.
She knows the job. I always when Steve Harvey started taking over all the TV shows,
right.
I wanted him to take over this show specifically because I wanted them to replace both people at once. I wanted Steve to take over Pat's job, and I wanted Kiki to take over Vanna White's job.
Kiki who?
Kiki Shepard from Showtime at the Apollo.
Okay.
You know? Because I felt like she was like the black counterpart to Vanna.
Okay.
So I wanted them both to pivot over.
There's a lot there to unpack, but again, you trying to pack, so we won't get into it. But I'm willing to bet. I wonder if people are ready for an all-black Wheel of Fortune.
I don't think they were, but
yeah, I mean, it's fine with Family Feud somehow.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like they would have enjoyed it.
Yeah, but because Wheel of Fortune feels so like no skills, no skills, right? In Family Feud, you have to at least either you have to really get along with your family or not get along at all. You know what I mean? There's some sort of magic there.
Yeah.
In the idea of a family unit trying to work together, even if especially if they don't like each other, like that. That's kind of interesting. And to that end, maybe we're okay with a black host there because it's two families kind of at each other, and the kind of energy you need of someone in the middle to be like, it's probably going to fall on a black person. So that might be why. That might be why.
Yeah, I so want. Yeah, I cannot wait to get that. Like, I really want to get that like actor's request. You know, mid-30s, energy. You know.
But that's what you need.
Yo, that's
to
real.
Do that a little bit. You know,
it's real.
And Jeopardy, you have to, be smart, and smart's in air quotes. You gotta quote, be smart, end quote. That's the feel of it. So even, when you're watching Jeopardy and you're getting these answers right, you're like, yo, I'm killing it. I'm the smartest person in this house.
Yeah.
Wheel of Fortune is so just like guess a letter. It's just so,
Yeah.
And I feel like there are a lot of people where that's as far as they can go, right? I can guess a letter. And if they feel like they feel better than the person who's hosting that, they won't watch.
That's fair.
There's a weird, I hope everybody's hearing my subtext there, but if for some reason you think you're better than the person hosting the show, you won't watch the show. Nobody knows how to feel about Ryan Seacrest at all because he's just everywhere. Nobody feels anything about Ryan Seacrest. He's just paper. You know what I mean? That's just like a sheet of notebook paper just coming up to help you call out letters.
That's it.
Yeah, he knows how to do that with a very blank whatever. Carson Daly was kind of moving in that direction, but he still has little moments of just like truly hating what he's doing. And they come out occasionally and it's like, oh, that's going to keep you relegated to like The Voice and maybe one other thing. But, I guess Ryan knows how to hide it better.
Yeah, he's got Carson definitely has like real life moments. Like, this can't be what I was supposed to do in life.
Yes, because he started on MTV.
Yeah.
So there it felt cooler. Or really, he started in radio and then on MTV, and then so it felt cooler. So everything else just feels like, ugh, in comparison. And he's of the generation that would be like, boo, of all the stuff that he's being asked to do now. And it's really hard to shake that.
Yeah.
Even for a job. Whereas Ryan Seacrest is just someone who just out the box is like, he's just like a puppy. I'll do it. What do you want? I'll do anything. And Carson Daly's like a cat. I don't know what has
man.
happened to me. We should go to the next story. I've lost my mind.
Carson Daly's a cat. That's what happens when you're on vacation brain, okay?
This
These are the hot takes.
vacation brain. I'm not even going on vacation and I make no sense now.
In other news, Hasbro confirms the return of the Furby toy line for a new generation shot. That's right.
Ooh, okay.
The Furby, the beady-eyed and furry toy from the 90s, is making a comeback. Originally released in 1988 by Hasbro, the latest version of the Furby seems to be less creepy than its predecessor. Now it looks cuter, vibrant, and smaller. It's equipped with brand new features, including 600 response phrases and 5 voice-activated modes. The toy was immensely popular when it was released, with more than 40 million sold in the first 3 years. It later became controversial due to its infrared technology, with claims that the toy could communicate with each other, listen in on conversations, and teach children to curse. There were even rumors that it could launch spaceships, which led to them being banned from the Pentagon, NSA, and naval shipyards. The new Furby is currently only available to purchase on Amazon, but will be available in major retailers starting July 15th.
Look at that. And now everybody has Alexa.
Yo, real talk. Yo, imagine Furby. That's why, like, Furby came back. Like, they got, like, a Furby lawsuit. Like, yo, y'all stole our shit. Okay, we were Siri first.
All of us. We were listening to what people were saying. We were recording conversations. We were reporting back to the government, but
we just kept it on, you know? Yeah, we didn't know y'all wanted us to tell you that we were doing. But it changed the whole game up.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, so now we got to be smaller and cuter while you have a big old block doing basically what we were doing in the 90s. See? I'd be salty if I was an old school Furby.
Real talk.
And the Alexa came out. I'd be like, ain't this some shit? We're just doing this out in the open now? Huh?
Yo, she don't even got feet, you know?
Oh, man. Did you ever have a Furby?
I did not, but my cousins upstairs did. They were, like, big on that.
Okay.
It was definitely, like, annoying a little, but I still wanted one. Like, and that's one of the looking back on it, that's one of the first times I realized how, like hype was a real thing. Because I had no reason to want one. I don't care about, like, nothing about that is something I wanted to play with. But I definitely remember wanting one because they were rare.
I was a little unclear as to what a Furby was, because I feel like around the time that hit, I was still getting over the whole. I mean, it was just one thing after the other. It was Beanie Babies, and then it was Tickle Me Elmo, and that Tickle Me Elmo thing was serious, you know. And then it was like, who are the, you know, the British little toy things? I'm doing this.
Yeah, I don't know this dance move.
They have antennas.
British.
Why can I not remember? There were 4 of them in different colors. Tinky Winky.
Oh, okay. I think I know
what were they called. I'm gonna have to look that up. I can't believe I can't remember it. Actually, that's probably my brain doing what it's supposed to be doing.
Trying to block it out.
Teletubbies.
Oh, okay. And
Tinky Winky was the name of one of them. And Poe.
Yeah.
Or Pooh. I don't know. Poe. I think it was Poe. Anywho, so then that was a whole thing as well. So by the time we got to Furbies, I was just like, I am 26 or 27 or something. I was like, this isn't for me. I shouldn't know any of this is going on. Also, I was going to the club at an accelerated rate. So I really, if there's any place I should have seen Furbies, it'd be with all these club kids that I'm hanging out with. But I think they were all into cocaine or something instead, which is a way to get a human Furby, I believe.
Real talk. I see Furbies every day. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you know? I was working at the record store, working at the porn store when I really was like, I do not care about Furbies. Yeah, it was a different situation.
This was also weird for me because, like, this was like all these things started happening like early teenager years for me. And this was like very counter to what being a teenager felt like to me. So like, cause like I'm from Eastern New York. I went to a prep school in Queens for high school. So like I would leave this neighborhood where like I felt like as a teenager, my goal was to be a man as early as possible. And then I'd go into school and see like kids trying to like be kids as long as possible, only with this thing. Like, no diss to her, but like I would never like want to date like, I don't even want to say names like that because then I'm gonna get in trouble somehow. But like the manic pixie dream girl thing.
Yes.
I knew I wouldn't date a girl like that because of this stuff. Because I couldn't, I was like, I'm cool with you being you, but I can't have a conversation about a Furby. Not at 14. Like we too old to, like this can't be like a part of the agenda, you know? And like I would see boys that like I respected like as homies. And like on Valentine's Day, they like running around giving like packing Teletubbies that they got for their girl. And like, I'm like, yo, that can't be the thing. Like that, and like now they got like thugged out pictures with these girls holding Teletubbies, you know, with like, and this was on like AOL. So like it was getting shared, you know, and like, then like you get nicknamed like the Teletubby because you gave them that Teletubby, you know, and like, meanwhile, like, yo, like that dude's a mod, like, you know, like that's your real name, my G, you know?
Okay. All right. Well, to that, I say one, this is why it's a little bit surprising that I did not go that far into, Furbies is because, I mean, I wasn't into Teletubbies either. I'm into Elmo as much as being into Sesame Street will allow me to be.
Okay.
You know, so I already have a Sesame Street tattoo at this point, but I'm a Hello Kitty person. So I'm Hello Kitty. I'm Karopi, the frog. I'm a Karopi person. I'm a Batsmaroo person. I have a Batsmaroo tattoo. I never even talk about that. Yeah. Yeah. So
3 years in this pod? We just
and you didn't notice the Batsmaroo? Yeah, well, that's because I have it higher up. I have the Sesame Street one lower on my arm because I'm like, I'm paying this money for a tattoo. It's going to be lower than short sleeve shirts. You're going to see this tattoo. By the time of Batsmaroo, I had made my peace with tank tops. Okay. So I was able to go higher than a more traditional location.
The treaty was signed. I see.
Yes, I see. So it was okay. But I mean, Furby's, you know, this is a time of butterfly clips. Like, don't get it. Like, this is a time of extreme, like, childlike behavior, especially if you're in your 20s. So that the Furby initially is the kind of thing that's like, either tweens are into it or people in their 20s are into it.
Right.
You know, like I skipped Furbies, but I went full head over heels for Powerpuff Girls. You know, like it's like you just got to pick and choose which one your thing is. That's what I say about the being a woman and where you fall on all of those little, like what could be little kid things, but also being in your 20s and still carrying a tiny backpack into places, you know, shit like that. You're carrying a tiny backpack in a place where you can drink alcohol, a little insane. But you know, that's what we're doing, right? I guess that's what we're doing. Secondly, it's hilarious that you're looking at the girls liking this and guys buying that for girls. And I'm thinking the whole time you're talking about that, like, and they're getting these things for the girls and they're all, you know, I'm thinking, well, no, of course you don't like it. Your sexy time playlist has fucking Mob Deep or some shit on it. You're out here trying to hook up to the grave diggers or whatever.
93 till infinity, baby. Okay. Yeah. Hell yeah.
We're out here fucking Reasonable Doubt. So no, of course you don't see.
Listen, sexy is sexy, okay?
I guess so.
Wherever you see it.
Yeah. Yeah, you needed a real woman. You don't have time for nobody with a Furby. You need somebody who literally knows what Mary J. Blige is talking about.
Oh man! In other news, Trader O's. Okay, you're not imagining it. Trader Joe's employees are all boning each other. That's right. An article on Slate documents the culture at several Trader Joe's. Apparently, there is a huge hookup culture. Not hiccups, although maybe that too. Referring to Trader Joe's, one employee said that it's the single most incestuous company they have ever worked for. He described that his first few months there was sort of carnal mayhem. We worked late shifts and everyone lived nearby, explained Jeremy, who spent 10 years at a California Trader Joe's. I noticed it with the staff at first, but it was even with the managers. They'd make jokes about it. There was a manager who met his wife through Trader Joe's. Whenever we'd get new managers, they'd introduce their partners by saying, yeah, I met him at a manager party. Two of the people I was hired with became managers and got married. It was nonstop.
Wow. Well, it sounds like it's the place for love.
Real talk, yo. Low key, Trader Joe's, I do feel like a little magic when I go in there with Gabby. I like now that I'm like looking back on it, like I always like we always hook up after, I think, a Trader Joe's.
Oh, you know what? That's wild because to me, Trader Joe's is the only grocery store I want to go to as a single person.
Really?
Because everything there is adaptable for single life. Like all their foods are small. There's countless a wild array of snacks.
Yeah.
Not everything is jumbo size or family size. They don't do a lot of family size at Trader Joe's.
Yeah.
Thank you. Because if I got to eat all of these tortilla chips before they go bad, I'm not going to make it. I'm not going to make it. So like I would go for like chicken lemongrass rolls or something. And there's like, they're tiny little, literally the size of a finger kind of egg roll type thing. You get like 8 or 10 of them in a box. That's dinner.
Straight up.
Yes. Are you eating appetizers for dinner? Mind your business. Mind your business.
Are they appetizers or are they toppers? Who knows?
Right.
You know?
Thank you. How big is the plate? Yeah. What you eating them off of? If you're eating them off a napkin, it's an appetizer. If you're eating them off of a plate, it's tapas.
That's it, you know?
Yeah. So it's very funny that they're fucking there because I'm finding love because I'm literally just walking around Trader Joe's just like, well, it's just me. Let's see what do I want wrapped up in a phyllo pastry? You know what?
I don't know. I dig it. It's well lit. You know, there's moisture with the vegetables. You know, little like random sprays of water, you know. Got random people just offering to help. You know, the little like snack stations where you test out new things. Everything's possible, you know, like you see something
now
that's
we know
closed.
The way to your heart.
Hell yeah, you know.
Customer service and snacks.
Yeah. We buy a flower afterward. They got like little potted plants for Gabby. Telling you, you get to the counter and they trying to hook you up. They're like, yo, have you tried this recipe with these ingredients? You know, and they just give you dinner plans, you know? They look at your shit and they're like, yo, you should try this out. I'm sure she'll love it. And I'm like, hell yeah, you right.
Okay, yeah,
you know?
And I guess that's because they're apparently they're all fucking each other.
Straight up, they're in a good place. They're in the euphoria of, you know, hooking up together.
I guess the only bad thing about Trader Joe's is that they won't put them in low salaried area. I don't know what's the word I'm looking for. They won't put them in the hood. No,
really,
I don't know. They're only in places where people have too much money because they're kind of reasonably priced, especially if you are just shopping for one. It's not like a place to get groceries.
Right.
Like if you have a family and you need to get groceries, that ain't the spot. But if you're single, or I guess if you're expecting one person over, it's great. You can live there. You can live off of it.
Hell yeah.
But I mean, it's a trek depending on where you live. There's not many of the places I've lived, I've had to get into a car to get to a Trader Joe's. Whereas, like even now, I need to go to Trader Joe's to get the cereal bars that I like. And for me, that's riding into the city because the other ones in Brooklyn are not easy to get. It's easier to go into the city than to go out to Brooklyn. And yet they keep opening more in the city. And I'm like, hey, man, we want these cereal bars out here too. Please.
Real talk.
Please.
You know, I got to go into Queens for mine.
Sure, because you have a car that you can.
Yeah, we drive over to Queens and we get like, we get the orange mango smoothies, you know, cranberry oatmeal cookies.
See, listen to that. That's all fantastic. I absolutely would have sex with someone who has cranberry oatmeal.
I'm telling you, yo.
It's very easy. It's very easy. If you're around that all day, why wouldn't you fall in love?
I'm telling you. And then like even the packaging, like everything you open feels like you're opening like fancy, sexy underwear. You know? Straight up.
Okay. All right. First off, you should not be opening fancy, sexy underwear from the packaging, my man. That's not...
all my silk boxes come wrapped very similarly to Trader Joe's cookies. Okay.
Also my world famous cocktail I made from Trader Joe's ingredients, which was Riesling. You know, when Trader Joe's carries, when you go to the one that has wine, you get a Trader Joe's Riesling. And then you get Trader Joe's strawberry lemonade.
Oh.
And you mix those together. And I call it Mama's Get Loose juice.
Okay.
Right? You're not going to get fucked up. You're just going to get a little loose. Now, will you possibly catch type 2 drinking this? Yes. At this age, I can only drink it once every 2 years. I can have 3 ounces of it once every 2 years.
Your body's got to work the rest of that time.
Yeah, you got to. But man, I would have people over and I'd pour this and they're like, oh, what is this, hunch punch? I'm like, no, it's Get Loose juice. And they're like, whatever. And they drink it. And next thing I know, they're telling me their secrets. They didn't mean to. And they are not drunk. They're just like, I'm like, yep, you're loose. That's what's going on. You're loose.
That's beautiful. Hey,
shout out to Trader Joe's for the loose juice.
The loose juice. Finally, we got pickleball injuries. Pickleball injuries may cost Americans nearly $400 million this year, Sha.
They got it. you rich enough to be playing pickleball that much? You got enough money for that.
America's fastest growing. I can't.
Here we go. Pickleball, America's fastest growing sport, is taking a toll on players' wrists, legs, and shoulders. And it's especially popular with injury-prone seniors, which is driving up the cost burden. What'd I tell you? Pickleball injuries may cost Americans $377 million in healthcare costs this year, accounting for 5 to 10% of total unexpected medical costs, USB analysts estimated in a report on Monday. While we generally think of exercise as positively impacting health outcomes, the can-do attitude of today's seniors can pose greater risk in other areas such as sports injuries, leading to a greater number of orthopedic procedures, the analyst said. Hey, old people, slow the fuck down.
Mm-hmm.
Slow your roll. You know you're old now, right?
You're doing too much. Too much.
Pickleball-related injuries occur most frequently in older people, according to a 2021 medical study. From 2010 to 2019, 86% of emergency department visits due to pickleball injuries occur in people over 60 years old, according to the medical study, right? Around 60% of pickleball injuries are sprains, strains, and fractures. 20% are contusions, abrasions, or internal injuries, and fewer than 10% are lacerations or dislocations. The analysts estimate there will be around 67,000 emergency room visits, 366,000 outpatient visits, and 9,000 outpatient surgeries related to pickleball injuries this year. Y'all stop.
Yo.
Come on.
Those are numbers.
Those are numbers.
Those are numbers.
That's a lot.
You imagine going to grandma's funeral because of pickleball?
I mean,
yo, why Nana die? Pickleball, B. You know what I mean?
Pickleball taking lives out here. Yo.
Ruining Christmases.
I mean, whoa. Yeah, I guess at this point, we're still talking boomers, late boomers into early Gen X. And early Gen X, I will say, we're a little, when you get old, you get hard-headed, right?
Yeah.
But Gen X definitely will be extremely hard-headed because when we were kids, we were basically given a key to our houses and told, get to school on time, get home from school on time, don't break nothing in the house, I'm going to be at work. That's all we were told.
That's it.
So we are used to running the streets with no kind of supervision. So we think we can still, I have friends now, my big age, who are like, I think I'm going to start skateboarding again. And I'm like, baby, what? Yeah. And I'm just looking at them on IG and they're posting, they're out there skating with their kids. And I'm like, I mean, great, but also we gotta slow down. We gotta slow down, and pickleball's gonna take us out.
That I gotta tell you, that speaks to me because, like, I would say once every like 3 months or so, I convince myself for about 3 hours that I am going to really get into a sport to the point to where like I could compete at like a world-class level now, you know, like today, you know, I cannot tell you how often I got to talk myself. Like last year, I was like really like doing deep research into getting into parkour. I was like, yo, like,
you better stop.
Yo, straight up. Like, I was like, I'm going to be a parkour legend. I was looking people up, seeing who had the most followers on YouTube, you know, finding their like sport games. I got really into that. There's like an ESPN3 channel that like shows people playing like elite tag.
Right.
You know, I was like, yeah, I could do that shit, you know? And like, I'll go to the backyard and do a couple flips. They'll be very, very slow. You know?
Flip. You say flip.
Because I could do a cartwheel, so I could still do that.
Okay, that's good.
So I'm like, I do my cartwheel. And I'm like, see, I still got it.
Okay, you can't. Nothing after. I mean, that's rude of me to say because I can't even do a cartwheel. But
it takes a lot out of me today. Like, admittedly, like the last 2 cartwheels I did, like I was busy.
You remember the last 2?
I try to do one yearly. You know.
Oh wow!
I try to do a yearly cartwheel. It's usually around my birthday. You know, I try to make sure I still got cartwheel in me. I feel like it's important. Like I do a daily push-up.
Okay.
And I do a cartwheel every year just to like make sure I still got that. You know?
See, tell that to the old people who out here taking up tennis courts with pickleball. Tell them to just do a cartwheel and a push-up.
It's enough. It's enough. If you would like to sign up for Gastor Almonte's workout plan, okay?
Yo, that's not a bad idea.
All you gotta do is like, subscribe to the show, baby. If you are Apple, Spotify listener, we appreciate your ratings. 4 stars. You ain't ready for the once every 35-day workout, okay? Real intense, 7 minutes of hell, okay? 5 stars, you understand the transformation that's about to happen. You're gonna go from 300 pounds to 299.6 pounds. You know?
You're ready for the great loss. You're ready for the just dropping those fractions of a pound away.
you have any articles you want us to cover, please DM us directly on Twitter or Instagram at Silky Jumbo or at Gastor Almonte. Shout out this week to Des, Blended Reality, and Bishop. Always appreciate your articles. With all that said, I am the soon to be fitness tycoon, Gastor Almonte, with lead instructor, Shalewa Sharpe.
I will show you how to do one tap dance move a quarter. That might be all I have in me.
There you go.
It'll be the same move, but I got shoes. Bring shoes. Don't come without shoes.
Shad's the person at the top right of the workout tape that's going to show you the alternative, easier way.
Right? Yes. Okay? If you have bad joints, I'm the one that shows you the real easy way, the cushy way of doing it. It's really just footage of me sitting on the couch watching Gastor do it.
The whole workout is me falling and Shad going, that's crazy. This has been the premiere, the first DVD of the War 90 workout plan. Okay? Catch y'all next time. Peace.